Today we're going to be testing 3 super easy keto-friendly egg recipes because Sarah and I still don't like eggs and we're really trying to. And by the way, this video is sponsored by Catalina Crunch, but more about them later. Sarah and I ate eggs for 5 days in a row a couple years ago, which made us sick of eggs. And ever since then, we have been on a journey to rediscover eggs. Last year, we tried many different recipes. We blew up eggs in the microwave and then we poured maple syrup and soy sauce on it and expected to like it. We also tried to make an egg volcano that collapsed.
Not the most graceful.
And then we did have one recipe where we actually loved it. It was called eggs en cacahuète. And that was like the triumph of us trying egg recipes. But here we are again. We have some really easy looking ones that sound really delicious and we're excited to try them today. So our first recipe that we're gonna try is called Keto French eggs. Why they're French, I don't know. But what I do know is that it uses our Dash mini waffle maker to make these, which Sarah and I are always looking for more ways to incorporate this machinery into our lives because really it can do a bunch of different things. We use it all the time. So it seems really simple. This creator, Jennifer Eve Meyer, basically heats up a waffle maker. She puts down some Parmesan cheese. Already I'm suspect about the Parmesan. I believe that Parmesan is stinky, so I'm scared of that. Not my first choice of a cheese. I would probably use mozzarella if it were just me. She melts some Parmesan, she puts an egg on top of it, and then she puts some more Parmesan on top of it, and then she closes the Dash mini waffle maker and lets it cook. I've never used the Dash for this purpose, so I'm excited to try it. She even drops some like heavy cream on top of it.
Ew.
I know, it's really weird. It's kind of like the egg en cacahuète thing, except it's not at all because it is literally just pouring all of these ingredients into the Dash and then just expecting it to be something. You don't even mix the egg thoroughly.
That's weird, yeah.
Yes, so that's why I thought we should try this today. I did bring over our 4-unit Dash mini waffle maker today. I think that's gonna make it a lot easier. This is our favorite type of waffle maker. You can always use the Dash if you want to, but the 4-unit, it is just a time saver if you're making it for multiple people. We're gonna get started by heating up our 4-unit Dash mini waffle maker. So this recipe is very much what my mother would call an aga-aga recipe, which in Malay means a little bit of this, a little bit of that. There's no like measurements or anything, so it's a go with how you feel recipe. I feel like we should not be using Parmesan for this recipe, but that's just me. We put our eggs in a bowl so that we are ready to pour it onto the Dash. It's not stinky, which is making me happy right now. That's why Sarah purchased this brand of Parmesan. We're gonna drizzle some Parmesan onto our Dash, give it a second, and then we're gonna pour our eggs on top of that. And then we're gonna pour some heavy cream on top of that. I don't know. Uh-oh, we have leakage. Okay, I think.
And then you close it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Do we need salt or pepper or anything?
No.
No, okay.
That's a nice float everywhere.
I don't make these recipes. I just test them, sometimes poorly. But 90% of the time, they turn out great. We're gonna leave this in for a couple of minutes. Nothing is worse than a runny egg, in my opinion. What about you?
I mean, I don't mind running eggs.
Really?
No.
If the clear part is runny, you'll eat that?
I don't think that was a possibility here.
But would you? If
yeah, a little. I mean,
really?
right.
No, cannot. I'll have to turn it over at that point. I can't handle it. Wait, did we put more on top?
No.
We didn't put more cheese on the top of it.
What you were supposed to do?
Yeah. Now what?
We just wait, I guess.
Darn! Literally the easiest thing, and I still didn't.
Do we have to redo this? We'll see how it comes out.
Yeah.
We have to redo it.
We may have to go for a second round because I did not put the cheese on the top, and I believe that that might be the thing that makes it not stick. So while we see if this is gonna turn out or not, we're gonna take a minute to talk about the sponsor of this video, Catalina Crunch. Sarah and I were super excited when we got an email from Catalina Crunch saying they wanted to sponsor videos on our channel. That's because we love all of the products that we have tried from Catalina Crunch. From their sandwich cookies, to their snack mixes, to their cereals, we have just loved every single thing that we've tried. A lot of times on keto, you're missing that crunch factor, and Catalina Crunch definitely fits that bill because it has it in the name. If you're sick of cooking and making eggs, then what is better than just opening up a bag of cereal, pouring in some milk, and eating it and being like, wow, this definitely reminds me of the cereals I used to eat when I was growing up. So they have a variety of different flavors like cinnamon toast cereal and the chocolate peanut butter cereal. This is currently our favorite. It tastes delicious. It's got a super crunchy texture and it tastes like a chocolate peanut butter cup. So these cereals are vegan, plant-based, gluten-free, high in fiber, and have 0 sugar. And if you don't want to eat them for breakfast, you could always eat them as a keto-friendly snack. The fact that they're high in protein means they keep you fuller for longer. So we have a special deal that Catalina Crunch has given us for our community. You can click the link in the description and use code KETOTWINS to get 15% off your purchase plus free shipping. And this deal is good for any Catalina Crunch cereal pack. So you can try the variety of the different flavors, or if you have a favorite one, it works for that too. And this is for a limited time, so be sure to take advantage of this deal while it lasts.
So Emily opened it up and she's gonna throw some on top. It's fine. I think it's working out well.
Hers didn't look like this. Hot. Where did the yolk go?
Maybe it's in the middle.
We're gonna go downstairs and we're gonna try this right now.
Looks yummy.
Does it?
Trying to be positive.
So here we have the
Egg waffle.
No,
literally.
here we have the French egg made in our Dash mini waffle maker.
Mine's a little crispy on the edge.
Okay. It tastes exactly
What you feel like it would taste like.
It tastes like an egg that has been squished into a Dash mini waffle maker. You know what I was thinking though? This might be good on a breakfast sandwich. A couple videos ago, we made a new chaffle that we were trying out. It was a jalapeno popper chaffle. And to me, this is obviously the perfect size to go into a sandwich that had that. Maybe some sausage, this patty, on top of it, a chaffle.
That would be like a 3-stack of chaffles looking like.
It would be egg, and then egg, and then cheese, sausage, or bacon, and then more egg on top. So it goes along with the theme of this video. Anyway, I like it. It's pretty good.
I don't know why it's French though.
It's got cream in it. This is like eggs and coquette, eggs and cream. I don't know if that's what it means. It's good. Next up, we have a very exciting steamed egg recipe. It's by the creator Korean Uma, and this is the way that her mother makes Korean eggs, and it looks really interesting, and I'm excited to try it. Potential downfalls of this recipe is that it looks complicated. Second downfalls of this recipe is that I think she's mistaking tablespoon and teaspoon. She says teaspoon and then writes tablespoon in the text. So I think I'm gonna go with what she says and not what she writes in the text. She says add 1.5 tablespoons of fish sauce, and when I started to measure that out, Sarah was just like, no.
That's way too much.
She says for an explosive egg, include the baking powder. So that's what we're gonna do. For this recipe, we have a tablespoon of chopped carrot. It's just a tablespoon. It's barely got any carbs in it. We have a tablespoon of green onion that we've really finely chopped, a teaspoon of fish sauce, a teaspoon of sesame oil, and a teaspoon of baking powder. We also are going to be heating up a cup of water in the smallest pot that we could find. I'm gonna crack 5 eggs into a bowl, and then we're gonna get started with the explosive Korean egg. So we've mixed all our ingredients in a bowl. We had to switch whisks because it wasn't breaking up the baking powder fast enough. Our water is boiling. We're going to drop in our egg mixture into there. We're gonna stir it lightly so it doesn't burn. It's said to lower the heat to the lowest heat, and then we're gonna cook this for 3 or 4 minutes. Next up, we have our exploding Korean steamed egg. It's very pretty. It looks like funfetti. It looks light and fluffy. There seems to be some kind of liquid, like water, kind of seeping out the side. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that, but
well, we did put a cup of water in there,
yeah.
So that must be what it is.
I smell the fish sauce. I smell the sesame oil for sure.
Little chili flake on top.
Oh, it's really good. I like it. It's light. It's fluffy. It's really fluffy.
I wonder if that baking powder really made it fluff up.
Yeah, I think that's what happened here. The baking powder allows air to get in there and create these bubbles and creates like light and fluffy texture. I like this a lot. It does taste like I would get this from a Korean restaurant or something.
The texture is creamy, savory with the fish sauce. I was thinking that maybe a little bit of soy sauce on top would help kick up that salty flavor, but overall I'm really liking it.
Yeah.
Definitely easier than the microwave one.
Right.
I feel like the microwave one took like 5 minutes of just nuking it. I don't think we got the consistency right, but we also put like maple syrup on top of it, which might have turned Emily off from it.
This might also be good on top of like rice, like cauliflower rice or something.
That's what I was thinking, of fried cauliflower rice.
Very good. I would definitely recommend this recipe, guys.
So the next egg dish is by The Kitchen on TikTok. They use chili crisp oil in order to fry their egg. We did something similar to this a couple of months ago where we took pesto and used that as a base, and the eggs were super delicious, so I have a feeling this is gonna work out well. All we're gonna do is take that chili crisp oil. We found ours at our local Home Goods. They're selling it now in like international markets, or you go to an Asian supermarket and they tend to have this there. And we're going to put some at the bottom of our pan. We're gonna let it heat up, and then we're gonna crack some eggs on top of it. It seems pretty simple.
It's like a cauldron of fire. I do appreciate the fully cooked egg though. Wonderful.
The yolk is still runny, kind of. Yes, it's runny. Good. That would have been disappointing if it was not. Oh, it kicks on the back end a little bit. I was like, where is the spice? But I was expecting it to be more spicy, actually.
This type of chili oil, it's like a lower intensity type of burn or spice level than like a jalapeno that you eat. This is more like subtle and like not overpowering. I really like the bottom of it. Bottom of the egg has got like a lot of the chili crisp attached to it.
The oil just packs so much flavor. It's kind of like a hack.
I don't like the whites of eggs typically. I just like the yolks, but this is really good. It's like pressed into there. This would be amazing on top of like some cauliflower fried rice. You make 3 eggs in the chili oil, put that on top, soy sauce, and it would be really, really delicious. I would really like that.
After doing all these different experiments with eggs, I feel like I could do a fast now if I really wanted to. An egg fast, if I was allowed to add in these additional flavors.
Right.
Eating the same egg for 5 days is not recommended. So we're still recovering from that experience, and I think that we found some winners here today.
I think my favorite of the day though was the Korean steamed egg. That was really surprising. The texture was really, really cool. It was easier than doing it in the microwave. Love that recipe. It's a comeback story because last time we were really disappointed. It turned out to be a disaster. So if you guys are surfing the internet, Pinterest, we don't care where it's from really. If you guys see egg hacks that you want us to try, leave it in the comment section below. We would love to test out more keto-friendly egg recipes to make eggs exciting again. And don't forget to check out the link in the description and code KETOTWINS to get 15% off plus free shipping on the Catalina Crunch cereal pack.
And if you guys want to see us try out other keto-friendly egg hacks, you can click on the video on the screen and we'll see you over there. Anyway, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Emily.
And we are the Keto Twins signing out.